Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Leme beach, my neighborhood beach here in Rio de Janeiro. Welcome to another edition. This is my first boots on the sand, so to speak, video. I'm on the beach itself instead of the promenade, and I think it's very important if you live here or contemplate living here or even visiting here to get a feel of this very important aspect of life here in Rio de Janeiro. So here we go. I'm gonna walk you towards Copacabana, talk to you a little bit, hopefully help you get a feel of life here. That's the Hilton Hotel as always, and before the Hilton Hotel on my side, it's Leme, the neighborhood. So I live in the back streets over there. And after the Hilton Hotel is the Copacabana beach. Basically it's the same beach, okay? Just the name change. Obviously the Leme area is quieter, less touristy, slightly less touristy, while Copacabana is pretty busy most of the time. But this is a fascinating lifestyle if you love the beach or the tropical weather. Obviously I've mentioned in previous videos that if you like the weather but you don't like the beach, Rio de Janeiro, the city, gives you the option of living in the interior, rather green parts, or even near mountains, okay, to get a bit of the mountain air, although still tropical. They love their football here, in whatever form it comes. So the beach here is basically, beach life here is a mixture of family gathering, friends gathering, singles bar, whatever you make it. But it's deep in the culture of the people in Rio de Janeiro and of course other coastal cities in Brazil. Yeah, you can add gymnasium to that too. They do their sports. The racquetball there, and they play their football. We are still in Leme. Very nice. The sea is pretty rough. Those who have been here before know that at the Copacabana beach and the Ipanema beach, generally the beaches here, the water is pretty rough. But you can navigate if you know how to swim. Obviously there are days that you're not allowed to go in or you get the red flag. Look at that, beautiful. But it's there. Even if you don't go into the sea, the air, the sea air is healthy for you. The vitamin D you get from the sunshine is healthy for you. And apparently 1 hour in the sun gives you probably around 8 to 10 times more the recommended vitamin D dose. And that does you good. Showing that science sometimes doesn't tell us the truth. This is actually therapy. Very nice. A lot of people, and there will be more later on. This is actually Saturday, the autumn Saturday, and we're around midday, I would say. From now on it's gonna get busier and busier, the beach. But even so, there's a really relaxed feel to it. And that relaxed feel is purely from culture. the culture of Rio de Janeiro is relaxed. The city may be hectic and sometimes chaotic and with problems, but the people, the essence is relaxed. Feel free to imagine yourselves in the ocean. We're coming to the border between Copacabana and Leme, or Leme to Copacabana as I'm walking. And again, let me stress, sometimes I've told people about Rio de Janeiro and they say, but I don't like the beach. And nobody puts a gun to your head and says, go to the beach, okay? Although sometimes my wife does that to me. But anyway, you know what I mean. It's a huge city. You have the life choices of living here near the beach or interior of the city, near the lake, near a mountain, even on an island, all inside the city. So you don't have to go to the beach. If you like the climate, that's enough. Now, if you don't like the hot weather, well, this place is not for you, especially in the summers, because right now it's autumn and it's very hot, okay? And some people prefer the autumn climate here because it's not oven hot. I personally prefer the oven hot. I'm just funny that way. I'm sure a lot of people prefer it really, really hot. Okay, we're just crossing now into Copacabana. Just in case you thought I won't take you to famous places, here we are. More of the same as Leme, but busier. Probably more and more tourists here. Although a lot of the tourists in Brazil are from the interior. And that's important to know if you want to open up a little hotel or Airbnb or do some business with tourists. Even if the international currency rates don't favor tourism, let's say, for example, usually they do. You've got internal tourism that come to Rio de Janeiro. And you have different generations. You see people here, you know, they've been on this beach since the 1960s, you know, enjoying themselves. And they're now old couples and they're here living the life. Maybe they get to this age because they get plenty of sunshine and the iode from the air. Iodine, sorry, that's iodine, I think you'd say. Okay, we're in Copacabana. Let's get closer to the sea. I'll test the waters. Beautiful sea. I prefer warmer waters, I really do. But this is beautiful. When I say warmer waters, I don't mean I don't go to the sea here, yeah? I do enter the sea, but I just prefer warmer waters. It's not too bad right now. It's cool, but not too bad, the water. Refresh my feet and my legs. I noticed a lot of the Latina women here, they're now all Brazilian. I can tell the difference usually when it comes to Colombians, for example. Actually, I met a couple from Colombia here yesterday, and they're on the beach today too, somewhere. So you get different people from Latin America visiting as well. Let's go inside. Get the people's feel here. So you got families, friends, couples, singles, people with their lovers. It's a melting pot here. It's a melting pot as long as you don't burn yourself, if you know what I mean. Actually, where the beach curves right at the end, we've been there on another video, and that's the military base there that has open to public, and they have nice cafes and restaurants. Beautiful view. That area, the water is more docile. Yeah. So there are areas where people who are not comfortable with a lot of waves can swim. And then there are days that are like, even here it's like a swimming pool, yeah? You get those days too. But generally speaking, personally, I don't have a bad day in Rio, no matter what, you know. If you got your eyes open, just walking on the beach at this level, you know where the people are. That's a course on the Brazilian culture. And sometimes it feels like I died and I went to heaven. And then my wife reminds me that no, I'm on earth, but it can be arranged. Tell a lie. She's cool. She's cool. She puts up with me. That's a cool wife. She's Brazilian, so that's fine. She knows about the real world. So relax. Find a good wife, my friend, or don't get married, or find a good husband, my lady friend, or don't get married. Get someone who understands you, and you can relax together and enjoy a great place like Rio. That lady almost got toppled. Looks this side, I was expecting more people, still quiet, but then no buildings behind, there's no hotels or residential areas. That's a square, so further down there are more hotels and you will have more people. Anyway, I'm gonna turn around, give you a walk back to Leme. In this heavenly city known as Rio de Janeiro. If you're contemplating investment here, property, around, I would say about 1 million reales. If you invest that, you should be able to get a residency and get a good property. Depending where you are, obviously facing the beach, you're not gonna get much for that, yeah? 1 million reales in dollars is probably about around maybe a bit less than $200,000 or a bit more. But you can get a good small apartment, probably 2-bedroom. You can get that further away from the sea, not too far away. And as I said, if you go further and further away, it'll be cheaper for you. Lots of options for people who want to retire and live here. Just be careful with the lawyers you get, property lawyers, or with real estate agents. But that's like everywhere, yeah? I don't want to scare you or anything, it's just everywhere. You need to get professionals. So it's the same caveats everywhere. By the way, if you have any questions about visiting or living in Rio, or let me know in the comments. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Don't make it for me, make it for the ladies who are on the beach here. Or if you're a woman, the handsome guys who are on the beach, you know. Give them a thumbs up. Once you move to a place like this, actually I don't think, this is my personal view, it's a cultural one, I'm Armenian, I don't think anyone needs therapy except from nature or from family members. So the nature here gives you therapy. And if that doesn't cure you, well, that doesn't cure you, maybe you need some more of it. This is literally my backyard, yeah? So I live over there, behind those buildings. And this is my backyard. And it costs less than a very simple area in many European cities, big European cities. And if you can cook what you like to eat. This is my case. There's abundance here, of course, because of the climate and the land. And if you want to eat out, there's plenty to eat outside, okay? Not the same variety you would find maybe in places like New York or Paris, because there are not so many minority communities here, yeah? Or migrant communities. So you will find some types of Arab food and some Chinese food, Japanese food, of course, because Brazil has a huge Japanese community. I think the biggest one outside of Japan lived in São Paulo. But it's not like some European places, yeah. Not so many kebab shops here. But we don't get the occasional beheadings either. Just pulling your leg, okay? Relax. When you live in Rio, you relax, okay? Be open-minded and talk and relax. Wow, it's getting rough here, you see? Okay, we're on the border again. Actually, more Leme than Copacabana now. I've covered Leme in another video, but what happens is here is just quieter, more kind of villagey feeling, yeah? Although it's, on paper, it's just an extension of Copacabana. But that's next to the Hilton Hotel is the Avenida Princesa Isabel, and that's a big divide, yeah, between the two neighborhoods. So Sunday just becomes quieter, safer as well, and it's nice. It's like you have everything you need there, you know, supermarkets, bakeries, cafes, restaurants. So if you're just exploring Rio, possibly thinking about living here, then you need to check out these areas. if you like the beach. If you don't, then you've got a lot more choice, you know. You can walk into further away into areas of Copacabana that are further from the beach, or neighborhoods like Flamengo, Botafogo, where they have the beach, but you know, they're big areas. You can go further deep inside and buy yourself a nice apartment. You've got lots of choices here. But always keep in mind, when you move to a place like this, you're going to be far away from family members, friends, your memories. There is compensation, of course. Whoa, boy, there is compensation. But the good side is that, you know, you get people to visit you. When you live in Rio, it's easier to get people to visit you than if you live, you know, I don't know, in Bolivia or somewhere, you know. So and I've had quite a few people visiting me here. That was a strong wave. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for putting up with me, and I hope you got a good idea of the beach here, the social club called The Beach here. And I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't to the channel. If you got any questions, let me know please as well. I'll be happy to answer your questions about Rio. If you need advice on real estate, it's not my forte, but I know good real estate agents here, yeah, that I've used, so I can help there. All right. All the best. And by the way, my help doesn't cost money. Just, you know, just ask me a question. All the best, and see you on the next video.